Would you say that the future of banking is more about technology or maintaining human relationships? And how does Raisin balance these like seemingly opposing forces?
Yeah, I think it is the blend of two, and I see that very vividly at Raisin. So, on one hand, we work with banks. That's all relationship, right? We have a originations team that works with the banks all the time. Technology helps there on which banks we should go after, what's our CRM platform, etc. But at the end, how do you listen to your customer? Because banks and credit unions are our customers too, and it is complete B2B relationship. And on the other hand, we work with consumers, not necessarily directly all the time. We do talk with the consumers as well, but there's a scale there, right? The same thing holds true for our banks and credit unions as well. Like when you think about banking in its simplest form, banking is buying and selling money. How do you buy money? Through deposits. How do you sell money? It could be consumer businesses like credit cards, which Chase, Capital One are two big names, or it could be commercial. And when you look at the 4,000 banks, as you look at the smaller, especially the community banks, they have incredibly strong ties to their community. And commercial banking is, by definition, it still is a very relationship thing. The consumer banking is becoming more and more and more digital because that's where consumers want to interact with their financial platform as well. So the
Mhm.
future of banking to me is relationship is always going to be there, especially in a commercial setting. But everything is going to be digitized, and I think consumer is getting more and more digitized every single day.
Absolutely. And the the idea that banking is like in the business of buying and selling money, which is such a interesting concept to wrap your head around. And I from I hear so much through social media that like money, for example, money doesn't exist. The whole concept of money does not exist. And I'm curious what your thoughts are on that idea.
Yeah, like money is a construct that we built, right? It doesn't exist in the wild, and but very early on in civilization, we realized that bartering is not going to be the answer. So you need a currency that is applicable to everything. So we created it for sure. It doesn't exist in the wild, but in modern economy, whether you believe in the cryptocurrencies or everything, but a form of currency that doesn't make people rely on bartering is going to exist. Like that's the end. And whether it is the government-driven entity, government-driven currencies today, or the challenger currencies that's coming up, there's always going to be a concept of money. Even when you think about the bitcoins of the world, cryptocurrencies of the world,
Yeah.
that's money too, which is you anything that makes you not barter, that's money. So it
Yeah.
exists, Jimmy. That's going to be with us.
It exists and it not, doesn't exist at the same time. And like I don't know, I've every time I go down this rabbit hole of trying to understand money and trying to understand like how to be more financially literate, I feel I don't know, kind of more stupider as I learn more about it because I'm like nothing makes sense. So for someone who's been in this
I mean,
industry, I'm
the
just
one
curious
thing
like how
is,
you can manage understanding it.
yeah, this is one such an interesting thing that one of my sons finished high school, the other one is still at high school, and it is a shame that there is no class that tells you financial literacy. It's just unbelievable. Like,
hmm
how could we not teach financial literacy as a class?
Yeah.
Is beyond me. And thank God there are so many nonprofit organizations, etc. I think people learn from their parents, and for more underprivileged, thank God there are so many organizations out there to help with that. And I think it is all about the how. I think that's one of the purpose of us as well, that like removing the barriers in how we are going to be serving our customers. I was just looking at one statistics. Our customer age range is 18 to 104. We have 22 customers over 100 years old, and we serve every type of customer. And it's kind of cool having a digital platform and being able to serve at every age level today and removing the barriers for every one of them.